Hey everybody, welcome back to the shop. Glad you're here. I just wanted to give you an update on where I am in the shop. Got a few projects that are brewing in the old noggin up here. A couple weeks ago I went to the Woodworking show in Indianapolis and picked up a few things, so I thought I might share those with you this evening. One of the first things I got that I'm really pleased with is this laser hollowing guide. This you can attach to your hollowing tools when you're working on a vessel. You can either show it where your tool is or have it fall off of the material when you're at the thickness that you want to be at. So, see, dropsies. Me. Yeah, I got some. Some other things I got were these new Savanna turning tools. Now, in the past, I've mainly relied on roughing gouges and carbides to do all my cutting, because I've mainly worked with spindle turning. So I've never had much use for a skew. Well, a skew would have been useful, but I didn't have a good one, so I couldn't develop that skill. I looked at originally getting a Robert Sorby tool, but for the price of one Robert Sorby, I could get all three of these tools. They may not be the same quality of steel, but I can get practice on them. I can practice grinding them, for sharpening, turning with them, and when I get better, I can get better tools. These are going to be great ones to learn on, I'm sure. So it'll be interesting to see how I do with these. Let's see, I've got a half-inch spindle gouge, a 1-inch skew, and a 5/8 bowl gouge. And this is the one I'm really looking forward to learning how to use. That and the skew. Beating on the skew is something I'd really like to learn how to do. Speaking of learning new tools and learning how to sharpen them, once I purchased everything that I wanted to get, I didn't have enough money to get the Wolverine sharpening jig. So you and I are going to figure out how to build one on our own. I'm a big proponent of building your own tools, especially when you can't afford them. Like, for example, this right here is a square carbide tool that I made, fairly similar in length to the EasyWood tools. Cut the handle to a shape that I like, put in some burn marks. This is oak that was in two rectangular pieces. I milled out the center of it with a router and glued the two halves together, seated this stainless steel square into it. I had already notched off the end to put the carbide cutter on, and then I put a copper ferrule on it. This grand total, less than $30. Now you compare that to an EasyWood tool or carbide cutters from Rockler, and you're talking $170, $180 a piece. It's a huge savings in making your own tools. And don't be afraid to try it. So with that said, I need a sharpening jig, and I also need a fingernail jig. That one I think I'm going to cheat on. I've already designed it. I think I'm going to 3D print that at work one day, just to save me some shop time, because that would probably chew up a couple hours to make. And that, and it's cold here, and using the table saw is kind of hard on the ears and the lungs when you can't open the door. So look forward to that in the future. Next, I picked up some reactive paints. These are all metal-based paints. They all have some form of metal in it: copper, iron, bronze, and then there is a activator on it to antique it, give it a patina. I've seen several turners use this. Martin Saban Smith, Jean Clothier have both used this and come up with some really, really neat items. More of an art type turning instead of a functional item. So this isn't something you put on a bowl or a goblet. I can see maybe doing it on a Votive Holder, which I may be doing. I may also be using some iridescent paint on that. Haven't decided which way I want to go. So that also means I've decided what I want to do with this. This is going to be a Votive Holder. Just about the right size for that. It's got a good diameter and a good depth. I've got a shallow glass Votive Holder that will take up just about 2/3 of the depth, which means that the mortise that I've cut just fine, and this glass won't cut into that. So this will be pretty interesting to see once it's finished. And this will be the one that I either use reactive or the iridescent paint on. Wet cherry. Pick this up. Wow. That smells great. I picked this up at the wood show as well. This is about, I want to say 4.5 square and probably at least 1 foot long. And I'm going to use this to make a hollow form. And this is going to turn out great once I get around to it. I'm still trying to decide, do I turn it wet and let it deform, or do I hold on to it for a while and let it dry? I haven't found my moisture content reader yet. It's out in this mess somewhere. And as soon as I do and I figure out what the content is on this, that'll help me decide which way I want to go. Man, I can't get over how good that smells. One other thing, you remember that pen blank that broke out on me? Well, I did a repair to it. Right in this area is where the breakout was. And I've repaired that with some epoxy that is mixed with the blue Pearlex powder. So that's been taken care of. It's been cut back down to size. So all I have to do now is put a CA finish on this. So I'm going to make that into a separate video so I can show you guys how I do my CA finishes. That's another one of those things where you can ask 100 different turners and you're going to get 100 different answers to how they do it. But I found a way that works great for me and gives me a glass-like finish with no ripples every time. And the last thing I wanted to talk about tonight is hybrid blanks. I've picked up some interesting items to use for hybrids. I'm not going to go into too much detail on those because I want that to be a little bit of a surprise. So after my CA video comes out, the next one I do will be a hybrid video again, but this one will involve a different material than wood. I think you'll enjoy this one. Oh, and before I forget, I think I've got everything taken care of with my P.O. box. I've talked to the post office and everything should be taken care of. So if you still wanted to send me something, please feel free to. I think what I'm going to do is send myself a postcard just to verify that it goes through correctly. And once I get that result, I'll let you know and make sure that the path is clear and you can we can start doing a sticker swap or something. So that's really it for the shop update this week. I wanted to thank you all again for watching and tuning in. If you like what I'm doing here in the shop, hit that subscribe button. If you like this evening's video, give me a thumbs up. Let me know I'm doing all right. Keep the comments coming. I enjoy reading them. I respond to just about everyone that I can. I hope you all enjoy your week, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Yeah, I don't want to do that to sign off.